Hi, I'm Dan Gallagher, Congoleum's Installation Manager. Triversa by Congoleum is a great solution for just about any interior space in your home. Triversa is rigid, strong, and easy to install. It's 100% waterproof, making it ideal for wet areas like kitchens and bathrooms. Triversa contains a natural cork backer that minimizes sound and is comfortable underfoot. Triversa also floats over your existing floor or subfloor with no adhesive or glue, so it's fast, clean, and easy to install. Today, we're going to show you general installation techniques. For more detailed information, consult the Triversa installation instructions online at congoleum.com. Let's get started.
First, let's review the tools you'll need: broom, tape measure, framing square, chalk line, utility knife, rubber mallet or hammer, 1/4-inch spacers, pull bar, and tapping block. Next, let's look at a few general guidelines about Triversa installations. Be careful moving cartons of Triversa. They are heavy and can be damaged if dropped. Store flat on a flat surface. Do not store upright. Avoid damage to the corners and edges. Under normal conditions, acclimation is not necessary. But if there are severe temperature fluctuations between the storage of the product and the installation site, you should give the product time to acclimate. Let common sense be your guide. Triversa can be installed over a variety of subfloors, including wood, existing resilient floors, and concrete on all grade levels. Make sure subfloors are smooth, flat, solid, and dry. Check out the specific subfloor recommendations in the Triversa installation instructions. Triversa is waterproof, but it is not designed to act as a moisture barrier. The concrete must be fully cured. If you aren't sure how much moisture is present, test it with a moisture kit. Excess moisture emissions from concrete can cause mold and mildew problems in the home. It's critical for the safety of the homeowner's family that moisture problems be mitigated, not covered up. If door jambs are involved in the project, start by using a piece of the product as a guide to establish the height of the cut. Undercut the door jambs and test it to fit. Give the floor one final sweep, checking for any raised nails or other protrusions. Consumer tastes can vary, but it's generally believed it looks best laying out the longest dimension of the planks aligned to the longest dimensions of the room. Measure or do a dry layout to determine the width of the last row. Make sure the width of the last piece measures at least half of the product width. You may have to adjust your layout so the width of the first and last rows are more balanced. Plan your layout to avoid using pieces smaller than 8 inches at the beginning and end of the rows. Once you determine the width of the first row, add 1/4 inch to that measurement and snap a chalk line. This will help ensure your starting row is straight. You're now ready to begin installing Triversa. Start in the left-hand corner of the room with the tongue side of the profile against the wall. Position the plank along the chalk line and insert 1/4-inch spacers. These allow room for expansion along the edges and ends where the product meets the walls. Put the next plank in place by holding it at a low angle. Insert the tongue into the end groove. Apply light pressure in and down until the ends secure together. Make sure it's lined up with the chalk line. When you reach the end of the row, measure the distance between the last plank and the wall. Subtract a 1/4 inch for the spacer. You can cut Triversa with a power saw, a jigsaw, or by scoring and snapping it. If you choose to score and snap it, be careful not to damage the end profile of the piece you are using. Put the last piece in place and insert spacers to keep the row from shifting. You can start the second row using the remaining piece you just cut. Just make sure it's longer than 8 inches. Place the cut end against the wall, leaving a 1/4 inch gap to insert a spacer. Hold the piece at a low angle and insert the tongue into the groove of the first row, applying light pressure. Use a hammer or mallet and a tapping block to secure the pieces together. Make sure you don't damage the profile when you tap the edges together. Use a tapping block with a profile that fits the edge profile of the product. Put the next full piece into place at a low angle. Tap the second piece into the first piece along the edge. Use a scrap as a guide to bridge the gap between the two pieces. Be careful not to tap the ends together with too much force. Don't damage it. It's always best to use a series of gentle taps. When you get to the last piece in the second row, use your hammer or mallet and a pull bar to tap in the last piece. Leave a 1/4 inch gap and insert a spacer. Continue installing the planks in the same manner. Triversa is easy to install around door casings because you can click the planks together with the tongue into the groove or the groove into the tongue. You can continue adding planks widthwise or lengthwise in either direction. Tap the pieces together and continue installing into the adjacent area. After you remove the spacers, install the molding around the perimeter. It's important to fasten the molding into the wall and not the flooring. And that's all there is to a Triversa installation. It's fast, clean, and easy. Since 1886, Congoleum has been committed to developing innovative flooring products that push the industry forward. Congoleum is proud of its strong and iconic past, energized by the future, and as always, unwavering in its commitment to design, quality, and innovation.